Good evening, people. Welcome to another episode of Artis V Sports. Today, we have a very special guest joining us for the Ipswich Town vs Liverpool preview. Finally, after 3 long months, Premier League football is back. The Klopp era
Yeah.
is behind us. The slot era has begun. Mr. Juno, how are you doing, sir?
Very well. Thanks. And yourself, Mr. Rusty?
Good, thanks. Just can't wait to get stuck into the season.
Yeah.
Just
Ready
just
to
before
win some
we
silverware.
inshallah. Just before we get into our team, I just wanted to touch upon the opposition quickly. Pause. So Ipswich Town, it's their first time back in the Premier League after 22 years, famously known as the Tractor Boys. Um, Generally, people say that you want to avoid a newly promoted team on the first day of season, especially away from home, due to the atmosphere and the hunger they would have. How do you feel about that?
It's an interesting one because, like you said, it's the first time in 22 years. And I think Gareth McKenna has done a great job with bringing them up from right at the bottom. But I still think we're still miles ahead of them. So we should, without any excuses, get over the line on Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, and just interesting to note that last season, and actually quite a lot under Klopp, we scored a lot of goals after the 76th minute. And last season, after the 76th minute, no team scored more goals than Ipswich Town in the league. So it's a team that they fight till the end. They have the fourth highest XG in the league, so they also like to create a lot of chances. McKenna's a very good coach. He was wanted by Chelsea before they got Mascara, and he was linked to the United job before they confirmed was staying. So yeah, I think it will be a very difficult game. They have a lot of good players. They left back, Leaf Davis, 18 assists last season. Top scorer Chaplin. They brought in Hutchinson. I think today it got confirmed that what's his name from City, Phillips. They brought in Phillips on loan.
Phillips, yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure how fit he is, but so he could be involved on Saturday. We'll see. Yeah, so I think it's going to be a very tough game. I think it'll be a 1 goal margin, just because of the first. I think if it was later in the season, after maybe they pick up 1 or 2 goals after the Premier League, if it's like the seventh game, eighth game, then I think we should be 4-0, either whether it's home or away. But just because we saw a few seasons ago when Arsenal went to Brentford, they lost 2-0 or 2-1. I can't remember. I remember it was a Friday night. So yeah, we have to show some respect, but not too much respect. Also, we need to show them a good welcome to the Premier League performance. Yeah. So moving
That's
along to
because
that's fine.
I was just looking up their stats for last season. If you look at
Yeah.
like their passing and stuff, I can't
Yeah.
really tell what kind of style they play with because they play in the middle with all the stats in terms of long passes, short passes. So they play with a 4-2-3-1, but I don't know if that's they're not really a build-up style team, but they're also not the long passing. But they can
Yeah.
change throughout the game.
Yeah.
And that's what's
I think
interesting.
they're all intentional. Yeah. And I think they predominantly try to squeeze the right hand side to make space for Davies to get down on the left. So we'll see. So, but I mean, doing that in the Championship and doing it in the Premier League, it's two different things. We often
It's two
see
different
teams come
things.
up. Teams come up and they play a good brand of football, but they don't get the results, and then they go back down again, like Burnley
True.
last season, for example. So perhaps he's learned from that. Because everyone knows our weakness. If you play a low block, we tend to struggle. So,
Yes.
so yeah, we'll see. But yeah, moving on to the Mighty Reds. Mr. Juno, we are the only club in Europe's top 5 leagues to not make a transfer yet this season or this window. How do you feel about the window so far? And do you actually think we'll get signings done before it closes?
Look, I wasn't too concerned until this Zubamendi deal fell through. Suddenly it hits you like we got 2 weeks left Premier League starting in tomorrow, basically, and
Yeah.
all the other business they're still going about doing their business. It's a hard one to say because on the one hand, you don't want to just buy any player. We need to buy players that's going to strengthen the team, and we know where we need to strengthen. So we need to also take our time in finding the right player. I do think we will probably get someone before the end of the window. I just hope it's not going to be another Endo type player that's just there to a last minute signing,
Yeah, a short cap option.
Yes.
About how many do you think we bring in? And what positions do you think that will be?
So for me, I think the number 6 position is the obvious one that we need to fill, and maybe a centre half as well. So the number 6 priority. If we only get a number 6, that's fine with me. But if Sepp van der Berg goes, there's talks of him going to Leverkusen now.
Yeah.
Then we might be
Leverkusen?
thin on is it Leverkusen?
I didn't see that. Leverkusen.
Yeah, Leverkusen.
Okay, it'll be a good move for him.
Yeah, it'll be good for him, but I don't want to leave us thin at the back because if we have an injury crisis again, and then
I think we all scored from that one season.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, but I think that obviously we want the right signing to come in, but I think what we don't like is when they put out this PR that there's no alternatives to Zubomendi. Like he's the be all and end all. Like that doesn't sit well with me. And especially I appreciate Endo for what he did last season because we know his level, but he gave it his all, and for a good period of time he played it really well. He was undroppable at some stage, and then he got injured and he never quite came back the same. But I mean, to tell us that there's no upgrade on Endo, like I don't believe that. So I'm hoping it's actually just a PR stunt while they quietly in the background do their business. So, and then so I think we'll.
Do you think could strengthen us other than Zubomendi at the moment that we could get?
So, I personally think we should go for Frenkie. I know you see,
nice.
Barcelona is desperate to get him off the books,
but
and it's difficult.
Do you think they can do a deal?
I think, but at the end of the day, a deal with Frenkie only works if he drops his wages because there's no way FSG is going to pay
that much.
Over 300,000 for him. I think maybe max 200 because there's people in our squad like Virgil on 250, so he's definitely not going to come in
there with
out of
600,000.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll have to be a case where maybe Virgil, Gakpo, his teammates in Netherlands can speak to him and try to get him to come on loan. But like he's like a top tier choice. I don't really know of anyone else who's in that mold. Maybe Varela from Porto, but he's not quite the same. So we'll see what they do. I also do think they'll bring in someone. I think they'll bring in a centre back as well. I think they'll bring in 2 players. We have a tendency of always leaving ourselves short in the window. If we need 5 players, we always end up on 3 or 4. So I think it'll be 2 players when we need 3. The Gordon links, I think Gordon will be a Liverpool player at some stage. I don't think it will be this window, but probably next summer.
I think that position is we're quite solid there unless Diaz goes.
Yeah, if Diaz goes, then it's different. If Diaz goes, then I can see us paying for Gordon like 60 mil, 65 probably.
And at the moment, there's Diaz and we got Gakpo also.
Yeah, Gakpo, he just came back.
Needs to find his
there's almost 2 players in every position except Salah's position. Although Elliot would come on that side, and he actually did well as a super sub last season. But he's not the same.
I actually wouldn't mind another right wing for Salah's replacement because we don't know how long he has left, and the story of his contract not being renewed.
We should have we should have had a backup for Salah a long time ago to preserve him as well. Every game, it was just Salah on the right, Salah on the right. Because, even if he's not performing in the game, there's no one to come on for him.
Because the only other right winger we have is Ben Dope, but I mean the level was not even, can't even mention him.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's talk of him going on loan also. There's actually a lot of
Is it?
youngsters that's leaving,
Are
like
we
Klopp.
cleaning out the youngsters? Yeah.
Yeah, they're throwing out Klopp's kids that won the League Cup. Yeah, Klopp just left to
That's a
Salzburg
issue, yeah.
also.
Because that
So
actually came in handy in the League Cup last season.
yeah, exactly because of the injury crisis. So it's a long season. There's more
Jaden
games in the
Dance, as long as we
Champions
keep
League.
Jaden Dance, I'm fine.
I'm happy. He actually has a back injury with,
Is
I
it?
think he's out for 2 months. He's out for 2 months. He would have also gone on loan. Rooney
Oh,
was looking to take him at Plymouth. But I'm
no.
happy he's staying because I think he'll
I
be
want him to
useful as
stay,
a
yeah,
third
man.
sub. Yeah, he'll be
Yeah,
useful as
effective.
a third sub. He can play like Carling Cup and he can come on
Mm.
the last 10 minutes of Champions League if we're leading 3-0 or
Yeah.
something. Yeah,
I like
I think he'll be fine. Yeah, Arne Slots is his first game. What did you make of the preseason so far and the
slot ball.
style that he's trying to slot ball? You say?
Slot ball, that's how they say. I think he's doing a good job. He's playing to our strengths. Not too far off from the way Klopp played, but
Yeah,
I think our fullbacks are a bit more tucked in now, and we tend to go a bit more faster on that counter. But the build-up play is similar to how it used to be, and we know our players are used to that style.
yeah,
I think he's doing a good job. I must say, there's definitely more for the strikers this time around. I don't know. It just seems like Jota and the likes are getting more chances, but also it's up to them to finish.
and Mr. Nunes also up to him.
Yes.
Yeah, but the one thing I like that I've seen so far is it's not just pass. Like if there's a long ball option, we take it.
Yes,
You
we
know what I
take
mean?
it.
It's not all
But
just. It's
sometimes
not
it
like
can get
Pepsi
frustrating
Barcelona.
when they just want to pass all the time, and then there were options
Yeah,
available.
yeah,
They went for that
exactly.
perfect pass all the time, but
Yeah.
it's
So
not
I
like
like
that.
that
So
there's a mixture. So I like that there's a mixture, and especially for a player like Trent who likes his long balls. Sometimes I think
yes,
he does it too much, but so I think he will enjoy this
I
new
think so.
system that we have. Yeah. So looking forward to the game on Saturday. We actually have quite a good record on the first day of the season. How important do you think it will be for Arne Slot to get his first win on Saturday, especially with in the week having missed out on Zubamendi? Because that will obviously now come with added pressure, even though we have a team that on paper should be good enough to beat Ipswich. If we don't win on Saturday, everyone's going to be saying,
Yes.
if SG out, this is why we need this player, this is why we need that player. But in
Mm,
reality, Ipswich Town, what we have is good. There's no excuses
true.
to not win the game on Saturday.
No, I do think in the bigger scheme of things, it's not issue really if you lose the first game. But given the situation
Yeah,
and that Slots, it's his first season, I think
yeah.
the pressure is going to come down on him with a ton of bricks and even the fans as well if we lose
Yeah.
that game on Saturday. But
No. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, man. It's just that I think we have to win that game also.
I think momentum is key. We have Brentford the week after, and then we go to Old Trafford. So you don't want to go to Old Trafford like with
Mm,
2 points or 3 out of 6 or something, and then that
exactly.
games becomes like a final because it's always a big occasion.
Sure. Old Trafford on the third game.
Yeah, it's gonna be thick. But yeah, moving on to predicted lineups. So this is the general consensus based on preseason and the friendlies last week of what the lineup would be. I just want to go through a few positions with you of where you think there might be a change. So I think we can all agree that Allison will start over Keller, even though Keller, his
100%.
form at the end of last season was actually quite good. Trent, do you think Trent will start over Bradley?
Bradley has been doing well this season, but
Yeah,
I don't think Slot drops Trent just because it's Trent, and
yeah,
I don't think Trent doesn't start that.
yeah. I think he'll rather come off during the second half than not
Yes.
starting probably. Yeah. And he did start last week, so I think that's an indicator. Centre backs, Virgil and Kwanzaa, I think is because Konate he might have a shot of starting, but I doubt it with it because he had an injury during the off season. So I think to nurse him, and he's always picking up injuries. So I think nursing him back. And Quans is actually, I'm surprised.
He's like my first choice now. I think Kanatis
Yeah,
stepped down over.
exactly. He's actually like this young players that burst onto the scene, and he's one of them. He came last season when we needed him, and he really stepped up. He made a few mistakes here and there, but I mean it's part of the process. Yeah, and then left back, Robbo Tsimikas.
I think Robbo only has about 60 minutes under the belt so far this preseason, so I do think Tsimikas starts for now until Robbo's fully ready.
So if Robbo's fit, would you start Robbo or Tsimikas if they're both like in good form? Do you still think Robbo's?
Tsimikas hasn't done anything wrong preseason. I think he's been quite good actually.
Yeah.
But just to have that reassurance of having Robbo there, I think Robbo always will get my first choice vote.
Yeah, I think from an attacking point of view, I think Tsimikas is better. Robbo, he can cross, but his shooting and he's very one-dimensional because he has a 100% left foot. Where Tsimikas, he still comes onto his right foot on occasion, so he can go both ways. So I'm actually okay with Tsimikas. I'm
also okay with Tsimikas.
Yeah. Hopefully he cannot get caught up in the atmosphere in the game. Yeah, because he's a bit of a cracker. Okay, coming to midfield, the Zubomendi position, as they say.
Double pivot.
Mr. Gravenberch, do you agree that he's going to start on Saturday? And how do you feel about him in that role?
Look, I'm happy about this. I do think we yet to see more from Gravenberch, and maybe this new double pivot with McAllister there, we can see even more from him, and this can bring out even more. I don't see anyone else there in that position though, because I don't think Bacetic is good enough to start really. Obviously, there's no one else.
He hasn't played a lot. He hasn't played that much.
Yeah, so I think Gravenberch will be very interesting to watch.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's a bit clumsy at times. I don't know if you've seen like when a baby giraffe is born. How they struggle to walk like with their long legs. Like he does that. Sometimes he just like falls over. He loses balance very easily. So
yeah, he's a natural number 6 or defensive player. But
yeah, he has played at Ajax, but I don't know. He doesn't. Like when you used to watch back in the day, Busquets now. And you see two men coming to close him. You can sit back in your chair and relax because you know he's going to deal with the situation.
Yes.
But so if I see Gravenberch being rushed, and I'm a bit nervous. Like I need to see him play in the position. But hopefully he can do it. I'm sure Arne Slots is more qualified than us, and he sees him in training every day. So he must have seen something over there where he feels he can do the job. And I think with McAllister next to him, I think it will help because he doesn't have to receive the ball 100% of the time because McAllister can do that as well.
Yeah.
And then in the front, the forwards, Salah picks himself, Mr. 8-pack. Szoboszlai.
Yeah, with his haircut. He'll be faster.
We'll see. Apparently it's a hair transplant. That's what the rumor
is. Yes. That's right.
And then Szoboszlai, Diaz, Jota. Is there anyone you would change in those positions?
That's 100% my attackers.
Elliot
has been explosive. No, where are you going to play him? Salah starts. There's no
maybe in the 10, yeah.
Maybe he can come on afterwards, but I think Szoboszlai is a harder worker than Elliot. Elliot is a bit more crafty, I would say, with that flicks and the cute passes. But
I think
to start the game, we need Szoboszlai.
He has an engine that we need to get up and down the pitch. But he needs to improve on the ball, though. Yeah, I think Szoboszlai needs to improve on the ball this season because his off the ball is actually very good. His interception, his tackling, his tracking back is actually very good defensively. It's just on the ball. He's a bit lackadaisical with his passing.
Yeah,
Yeah, like he's so
Seems like
casual sometimes.
too casual. Yeah.
Diaz needs to improve his output. I think his assist numbers are not great for someone that has, he has skill. It's just he just dribbles, and then at the end he doesn't make the right decision.
I think if we want to see more of that shots, because you can see he can score from that.
Yes, yeah, when he cuts in,
on the right.
Yeah,
we need to see some more of that, and he can get some more goals.
But
But
it might depend also.
He's looking explosive this season so far.
It might depend on the instructions he's given also, because maybe he's told to keep wide for somebody to make a run just on the inside, maybe Sabazalai or McAllister maybe or something. So we'll see how it goes, because we need to stop thinking that it's Klopp's team, and expecting the same thing. So it's not going to change overnight, but we will see some differences. And Jota up front,
definitely.
Would you start
I would have started Nunes. I don't think Darwin's not ready yet, and even though Jota might not play the best all game, but the guy can score anytime. His finishing is just good.
Yeah,
so you're going to get goals from Jota, 100%.
Yeah, and he has that nastiness in him, and he's very good at, for his size, he's very good at holding up defenders as well. He knows how to use his body. I think Nunes needs to improve.
And in the air is good.
Yeah, I think Nunes needs to improve on his body positioning out to hold up the ball a bit, because he's a unit. He's actually a unit. He's quick, he's strong, but he hasn't quite he doesn't quite mastered how to use his body.
Like Jota is.
Yeah, exactly. But Jota's also more experienced than him. Yeah. But
so we agree on the lineup. I think that's my lineup.
I agree. The only thing for Gravenberch, actually, only Curtis Jones comes to mind as another option, because I've seen more of Curtis obviously than Gravenberch. So, and I know Curtis can retain the ball. He just sometimes take long to make up his mind of what he wants to do, and he often gets, someone puts in a toe and then they take the ball off him. So he's the only. But I don't have a problem with Gravenberch starting. He started the last.
He can maybe come on afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm happy with his lineup. I think someone like Bradley. I think he's the only one who can maybe feel a bit unlucky that, played the whole preseason and now he's going to be on the bench as soon as someone comes back. I don't think there's.
Would you put Trent in the midfield next to McAllister instead of Gravenberch, and Bradley at right back?
No. Next to McAllister. So yeah, I think I will do it, but not on Saturday. I think we should do it when there's opportunities to do it during the season. If we're leading 3-0, and then we do the last 15 minutes, bring Bradley on, move Trent to the middle. Because Trent is going to invert already during the game. But in terms of staying there, I think we should first.
Can't stay there.
Yeah, I think he can, but he needs practice. We can't just expect a guy to come from right back for 7-6 seasons and then just play in the middle all of a sudden. Do you know what I mean? It's not that. Even though he was a midfielder in the academy, but he was an attacking midfielder. So this is like a totally new position. He has the capability, but he needs the. I don't think it was as bad as everyone made it out to be during the Euros.
No, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I think there's certain players when they do certain things that gets highlighted more than others.
Yeah.
So somebody will dribble past Kyle Walker. Nobody says anything. The moment someone goes past Trent, then his agenda is Trent can't defend, get him out. All this stuff. So
even Liverpool fans are also guilty of that sometimes.
No, definitely. I don't know. I don't quite understand it. But there is times where he does show a bit of like an attitude problem. Or like occasions where he's not like fully committed. Like I remember the second goal last season from the corner. He didn't jump with the play. He just like stood there.
Yes, that irritates me. That.
Yeah, so he has those moments. So I think that also adds to the frustration. I think I'm happy with the line. What is your score prediction for the game?
I would say I'm still going to go with a big win. Yeah, 3-1 Liverpool 3-1.
I say 2-1. I think we will concede. I think we'll concede a goal trying to implement something that we're trying to, something new that we're trying to do.
Yeah.
And
Hope
I
it's
just hope we can manage the game after that.
yes,
Obviously,
yes.
I think the first goal is crucial. We don't want to give them momentum, especially at
That's the
home
thing.
on the first
I
day.
don't know how it used to play there in
Yeah,
Ipswich
but
Town.
one thing we do have experienced players in our team. Van Dijk,
Yeah.
Trent, Alisson, Salah, Alexis is a World Cup winner, a Copa America winner.
Mm.
So the
Our average age
influence
is
in
actually like 25 point odd something now. We
yeah,
actually not
we
that young.
actually it's Salah's the one that's keeping up the age.
Outlier.
Virgil also,
And
yeah,
Virgil.
but yeah, and I think Alisson is a bit below them in terms of age.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll go with the 2-1. I think we will win. I don't think it will be easy, but I
It'll be nice
think
to keep a clean sheet, because
yeah,
we
for
always see
confidence. Yeah,
the likes of
no,
City and
definitely.
Arsenal starting off with a clean sheet,
Yeah.
and it's like
Yeah,
so.
we need to get to that level where you're watching us, we don't feel like we're gonna concede. Like that's how I feel with Arsenal last season, because their structure
Yeah,
is so good. When the opposition, there's always someone there to block them. There's
yeah.
always some.
The
They just
defense
feel
is
like
good.
they're not gonna concede a goal. Yeah, exactly. So I want us to reach
But you
that
see that
stage
they have
where
Rice there also, man. You see, and that's the problem with us.
yeah,
Even City
yeah,
and Arsenal both have that big defensive midfielders, dominant,
yeah.
hard
But they
workers. So we
also
need someone.
have yeah. But the thing is, they also have 4 centre backs playing in the back line. So the Ben White is a centre back playing a right back. Then they have the two
Oh yes,
centre
yes.
backs. And then they brought in now Calafiori is probably going to play left back. So, and then with Rice in front of that, and
Sure.
Partey, you know what I mean? It's very
Mm.
difficult
It's solid,
to
man.
get
Yeah.
through there. Yeah, exactly. So before we go, just your where do you think we'll finish the season? Oh, actually, you're not where we'll finish. Okay, where will we finish in the league? And how do you think we'll do in the 3 cup competitions?
What the squad as is, or if we buy, if we get in players before the end of the window.
Let's do both. Let's say we don't buy someone. What do you
Okay.
think? And if we add the players, what do you think?
I say if the squad stays as it is, I would say third again. But because there's not much change if you look at it, other than the manager basically.
Yeah,
If we don't get any other players, so the
yeah,
manager change can be a good thing or a bad thing. But we yet to see that now. But I would say third without any additions. If
yeah,
we can get a good world class number 6, we could. I would say we could even challenge. We can challenge, yeah.
yeah.
I think we will challenge at some point. But we
Until a
just might
certain
have the
point.
legs. But we don't have the legs to
Yeah,
get over the line because
yeah.
City
I
and
think a lot
Arsenal.
will. Yeah, I think a lot will depend on the Champions League draw also and the Carabao
Oh
Cup draw.
yes,
Would
yes.
like do we get City away in the Carabao or do we get Luton Town? You know what I mean? It all plays a factor, but I mean obviously we can't predict that now. So
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
I think we'll push again. I feel we'll fall quite. I think we'll go a bit closer actually,
Mm,
but I still think we'll fall just short. And it's also I looked at the fixtures towards the end of the season. We have a difficult the season
is
run
it?
like this. Yeah, we have like Arsenal third last. This Spurs, this
Yeah.
Chelsea. Like I don't know if Chelsea, but there's a difficult run at the end, and it's sandwiched in between the
Sure.
Champions League.
And
So
there's a
if
lot
we
of
go far in
other
the Champions League, it's going to be difficult to balance the Champions League and the league.
true. But if we can win the Champions League, that'll be good also.
That's my hot take or wild prediction for the
Yeah.
season.
But
I think we're going to win the
win
Champions
another
League,
Premier League.
but I don't think we're going to beat Madrid. I think someone else is going to knock Madrid
Oh,
out,
yes.
and then we're going to beat the team. Like I would love to
Is
beat
it
Madrid, but I just have a feeling that
we have bad luck
I
against them.
think Bayern, if Bayern get Madrid again, I think they would have learned from last season. I think they can stifle them. But I
Yes,
mean,
yes.
Madrid is also you never know. They're always the favorites.
Madrid, yeah.
But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully,
Interesting
the
times
Reds
ahead.
can
It's really tough
bring
to
home the 3 points.
predict.
Yeah, exactly. We have to see how the window ends, and then we'll be able to
Mm,
maybe make a revised prediction. Because we also have to see what the other clubs do in terms of the strengthening and
yes, yes. And we can't ignore the likes of Villa, Newcastle. Those guys are in a top four race.
Yeah. I think Newcastle will push for top four. But I think Villa won't because of the balance between the Champions League and the league. It'll be. I don't think they have a big enough squad to be on both fronts. It also depends on the group they get. Or they could be in the same group as Madrid. We don't know.
Imagine
So,
they beat Madrid, knock them out.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, hopefully in 48 hours time we're talking about our first victory of the season.
I hope so.
Yeah, thank you for joining me today, people. Please smash the like button, comment if you have any questions. We'll try and answer it in the next video. We'll do a video after the game, not directly after, but sometime after the game. There'll be a review of the game. And then please subscribe to the channel, share with your friends, and yeah, we'll see you on the next episode. See you. Bye.
Bye. Cheers.